and welcome back to another video. So yes, we are doing an update on my 3DO collection because, get this, I've bought a crap load of games. Well, actually, I've bought 4 or 5 in the last month. So yes, we are slowly ticking off my 3DO games. To be fair, there's probably about 2 or 3 I'm actually really excited left to get. So let's go through what I've got currently. Starting with PO'd. Yes, this is a first-person shooter. It is a first-person shooter for the 3DO. Here's the kicker about the 3DO's first-person shooters, because I've got a number. I've got a few of them. I'm missing things like Doom, because it's the worst version of Doom. And I'm missing things like Wolfenstein, because I'm not spending 70 quid on a game I've already got. So, yeah. But what I can safely say is the ones like PO'd and Killing Time and Escape from Monster Mansion that I have played are actually really good. They're weirdly good. They are genuinely very playable. They're very entertaining, and this game's weird as shit. You're basically just playing as a fat... you're playing as a fat chef on a spaceship that's invaded by bot monsters, and your principal melee weapon is a frying pan, because of course it is. So yeah, weird game. Do recommend. I actually bought the remastered version, as well as Killing Time, for the Switch, which, yeah. Do I think that's the better way to play it? Sort of depends. If you've played it this way, play it this way. If you've played it that way, play it that way. So, yeah. Moving on. Blade Force. Yes, this was actually one of the first, I think it was the first actually. This was the first 3DO game that I actually picked up, because there was a shop in London where I went to university called Retro Game Base, and it was on Streatham Common. Unfortunately, it's long shut down, but that guy had everything. That guy had everything. He had a Pong machine, like a classic OG arcade Pong machine, which is nuts. He also had a Vectrex that was owned by the, I think, son of the CEO of Milton Bradley, which was crazy. And he had a crap load of other stuff in there. But I picked this up. I think it was like 12 quid, which, to be fair, for a 3DO game, not bad. But that was like 10 years ago, so I don't really know how much Blade Force is nowadays. And unfortunately, the case is slightly denty-doodled from over the years. Thankfully, I think the back portion opens up. Yeah, back portion opens up where the manual and the game is. So, yeah, sort of a 3D shooter, kind of. You play as a guy with a fucking helicopter blade on his back, and you go around shooting stuff. It's weird, but it's fun. Okay, moving on. You know, 3DO's really good for early PlayStation stuff, and early, like, Saturn and things like that. A big one for me was Battle Sport. So this is just kind of a... I don't really know. It's basically like football, but you're in a tank. It's like insanely early Rocket League. Like, insanely early. That's how early we're talking. It is positively ancient, as you can see. But yeah, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so... Do I recommend Battle Sport? I do actually. I've played it a few times. It's actually a hell of a lot of fun. So I do recommend it. Moving on. I'm a big Bullfrog fan. I'm a huge Bullfrog fan. I'm a massive, massive, gaping Bullfrog fan. Primarily of things like... Can't easily grab it. But Theme Hospital. I grew up with Theme Hospital. I also grew up with Dungeon Keeper 2. So imagine my surprise and delight when I found that Syndicate is on the 3DO. This is actually the only version of Syndicate I actually own, so ooh well. But yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's do I think it's better than Syndicate Wars? That is a very good question. Oh, I didn't know it had this. It has the demo as well. That is sick as shit. That's what happens when you don't open up the back half of your double dual cases. But yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I got the demo version of Syndicate as well. Recommend. Good game. Yeah, so I watched John Hancock's video on these 3DO games I don't like, which fair enough. we're all entitled to our opinion. But he didn't like Petanque. And I love Petanque. I do. It's not great, but I still love it. I love it because you're playing as essentially it's pinball in the first person. I like it. It's fun. It's not great, to be fair. I think it has 4 players, which is a bit nuts. I don't know if that's a hot seat mechanic or if that's just straight up multiplayer. Despite the 3DO's full name, which is 3DO Interactive Multiplayer, the multiplayer is more of a reference to the fact that it can play edutainment software, video games, video CDs if you had them, if you had the particular module. Basically, it was a multimedia player. They just removed the media bit in the middle because, of course, they freaking did. Let me see. Does this... Doesn't say. That's interesting. Multi-layer lines, la-di-da-di-da. The metagame. Right. I don't know, to be fair, from what I can tell. No, doesn't say. So it says on the back of Petanque, up to 4 players can compete and blah blah. But I don't think it has 4-player multiplayer, so I don't really know what that's all about. So I'd have to look that up. Okay. Okay, so prior to this month, I hadn't bought for 3DO for about 5 years. No, a long time. I hadn't bought for 3DO for a very long time, actually. And then this year I just went, fuck it, I'm going to get everything. Yeah, and I've got quite a lot. But what I did pick up one thing last year, and that was 3DO Magazine's demo version of Starfighter, which I have already. So yes, unfortunately, that was the only thing I picked up for 3DO last year. I just haven't been buying for it. I don't know why. I go through phases of this. I hadn't bought for the Virtual Boy for like 2 years, and I bought Wario Land last month, which is quite exciting. To be fair, I haven't purchased anything for the PS2 or the PS3 in over a year, so this happens. Moving on, Return Fire. Yes, I'm still hoping to get the Maps of Death expansion for this, but I think this was one of the first games I picked up for the 3DO as well, so I couldn't really say no. There was once upon a time, consolemads.co.uk had a crap load of 3DO games, and that's, to be honest, where the bulk of this has come from over the years. I'm not joking. I tend to buy them from there because he just tends to get good stuff, and he hasn't had stuff for a while, though I am sort of looking at the Horde. We'll see. But yeah, Return Fire, pretty good top-down / isometric style vehicular destruction game. I don't think this has multiplayer. I wish... Oh no, it does. 1 to 2 players. Very nice. So, yeah. Total Eclipse. I don't really... Oh, that's just the Horde on the back. That's freaking helpful. Total Eclipse is essentially a space combat game. It's not bad. Another Crystal Dynamics thing, because Crystal Dynamics are all over the 3DO. They pump it out like nobody's business, which is good, because you'd hope that you would have pretty solid support for your bloody console. Otherwise, what's the point? Next up, Mega Race. Yes, Mega Race. A very cheesy, and by very cheesy, I mean FMV, all full-blown, absolutely batshit insane, cheesy. Basically, it's a racing game with, I think, vehicular destruction in it, made by Mindscape. One fucking annoying thing about this is how it lays on its side. Mega Race is upside down, which is astronomically annoying. There's one other game like that in this fucking collection. We'll get to it. But yeah, Mega Race is okay. It's not amazing. Panzer General. I quite liked Allied General for the PlayStation 1, so figured I'd pick up the one of the earlier ones. I wouldn't mind playing, I think it's called Space General? Space General and Fantasy General. I think those are on GOG. I've been meaning to buy them for a while, but yeah, picked up Panzer General. Haven't played it yet. Will do. I need to bust the 3DO out as it is, especially now I've got all of these brand new fucking games I haven't played for it, so exciting. Road Rash. Yeah, Road Rash. It's still the best version of Road Rash. Just period. It's, you know, one of the best games on the 3DO. Buy it. Right, this one and I have a complex relationship. So, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Gex, I hate Gex. I hate Gex. Not the game. I hate Gex as a character. And it's strictly Limited Run's fault. Because Limited Run, for several years, were teasing, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna fucking, like, oh, is it GoldenEye? Is it GoldenEye? No, it's fucking Bubsy. Okay. Oh, is this GoldenEye this time? No, it's fucking Gex again. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't care about Gex, to be honest. I get he's sort of the 3DO's mascot, in a way. Same way to Mario and Sonic and, I don't know what the Jaguar ones was. I don't know what the fucking PlayStation's ones was. Ape Escape. There we go. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, whatever you might call it. But, yeah, Gex is an okay platformer. I couldn't tell you much more about the about the later games, but yeah, not a bad platformer. I just really don't like the character. So speaking of console mad from earlier, he was very nice to include a sampler CD, which is pretty cool. I have no idea what this is actually for. I think it's to sort of showcase what the 3DO can do. Oh, it's a storage manager. Neat. And apparently there are demos for Road Race, Colour Echo, Pinball and Batman. So, cool. Thanks. Even left a little note. Free, smiley face. Yeah, nice guy. Very cool. I recommend that site if you're in the UK. consolemad.co.uk. Really good. Really good for that sort of thing. Does good deals as well when you trade in with him, so worth it. Phoenix 3, which I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I have completely forgotten what this is. I think it's a space shooter, I could be wrong. But yeah, cool. Moving on. Shockwave 1, Shockwave Operation Jumpgate, and Shockwave 2 with other Disky. Yeah, pretty cool. I think, again, I haven't played these for a while. I think these are space shooters as well. I have a habit of just buying space shooters for the various old, obscure consoles I've got. Be it Red Alarm for the Virtual Boy, be it, you know, fucking VR Stalker, or Total Eclipse, or Starfighter for the bloody 3D. You know, I don't think I have Starfighter. Unless I've misplaced it, which I might have done. Be it, you know, Shadow Squadron for the 32X. So yeah, Shockwave's pretty good. They re-released, I think one of them, I think it was called Shockwave Assault on Saturn and PlayStation 1. So yeah, if you're into, check that out. That's the thing with a lot of 3DO games. You can buy a lot of them on other consoles. So there's not really much point buying it on 3DO, but I like the 3DO, so suck eggs. Okay, that's just a fat stack of new ones. So here's a cool one. BioFury. This is by Retro Love Letter and World of Games. So I bought this 2 years ago. I don't think I've actually talked about it. It is well, to be fair, it's an indie game, so that's cool. It's an independent game made by, again, Retro Love Letter, called BioFury. It's a 3DO exclusive shooter in the vein of Wolfenstein, except you're shooting like big monsters and got like 12 levels, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't say no. The guy was quite understanding, because I accidentally bought it through I bought it through his website. He's like, expressly says on there, don't buy this through the website if you're buying for Europe. And so I did anyway, because I'm stupid. So messaged him within an hour. He was like, yeah, no, don't worry. I've cancelled the order. Don't worry about it. I've refunded your money. Just buy it through eBay. So I was like, because it was so quick to that, okay. So I have, and there's BioFury. Pretty good game. Pretty solid. I've only played it like once or twice, but yeah, do recommend. Okay, here's a new one. So this is the 3DO's only for 6 months game at launch. Crash and Burn, which is weirdly prophetic, a name choice, quite frankly. Also, Crystal Dynamics. It's a single player racing game, which was more common than you'd think in that era. Like, racing games would just have one player, which is really fucking weird. And I just didn't have this for years. I'd been meaning to get it. I wanted nice copies of 24 frames per second. I can hear the number obsessed crazy people on the internet going, it has to be 60 or more. 60 is a minimum. And I'm sat here going, I can play whatever frame. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, Crash and Burn. It's okay. It's not good by any stretch of the imagination, but it's aggressively okay. I wouldn't recommend it at all. Really wouldn't. I just really wouldn't recommend it. It's not very good, but in that capacity. But if you like 3DO, it's worth getting. Here's one I didn't think I would get quite so soon, and that's Icebreaker. Yeah, this is one of the I think this was one of the last games released for the 3DO, 1995. So yeah, sort of tailing towards the end. There was a sequel that the creator, whose name escapes me, Michael A. Amar, I think. I hope that's right. He released Icebreaker for the 3DO, which is basically you go around as a triangle shooting a bunch of other, as a pyramid, shooting a bunch of other pyramids on a series of just endless maps, which is cool as shit. I haven't played this yet. This is a game I've wanted for a very long time. Funnily enough, all the games I wanted for the 3DO all began with I. Yeah. Icebreaker, Iron Angel of the Apocalypse, Iron Angel of the Apocalypse Return, and Immercenary all begin with I, and here we got this one. Gonna play this next. It is actually really high on my list of games to give it a go, so fingers crossed. Going back to Bullfrog, because I can't get away from Bullfrog, I like them so much. Theme Park. I've never actually played Theme Park. I haven't. Which I know is maybe a bit heretical for someone who purports to like the 3DO or indeed 90s gaming so much, but yes, I haven't actually played Theme Park. I figured I'd get this version because it was like 12 quid in the box, so okay, hopefully it's good. Who knows? One of my favourite games for the 3DO, and I mean this just wholeheartedly, genuinely. It is insanely good to look. Like, the graphics impressed me. That's honestly how crazy this is. And that is Road and Track presents The Need for Speed. So Need for Speed actually originated on the 3DO. I think it was an exclusive for a time. And I'll be honest with you, this game is fucking great. It really is. It's genuinely a lot of fun. Revolutionary 3D graphics. Let's be perfectly honest. Could be released today? Sort of as like a stylized indie title, but they could be released today, and I think that's quite crucial. I think this game's worth getting. I think it was like 20 quid, 22 quid, 23 quid, something like that. I think it's gone up, but yeah, Need for Speed on the 3DO. Buy that. Brilliant game. Love it. Okay, Super Wing Commander and Wing Commander 3D. Yeah, I am a big fan of Wing Commander. Mostly from the perspective of I like the story and the setting rather than, say, the actual gameplay. But these are another series of shooters. In particular, Wing Commander 3 had my attention because it's got Mark Hamill in it, which is sick as shit. And okay, so the case is broken. Let's just put that back gently. But this has, I think, 4 discs or something mad. Yeah, it has about 4 discs spread over with full motion video, gameplay. It's just absolutely bonkers. I have the 4th one on PS1. 5 I don't own. I don't think EA have re-released them, unfortunately, because they like to shit on everything they did in the 90s, and unfortunately for Origin Entertainment by Richard Garriott. Not Richard Garriott. Was it Richard Garriott? It might have been. Don't care. Either way. Yes, Wing Commander died an unfortunate death, but here we are. Last pile. A lot of my favourites. Tetsujin, or Iron Angel of the Apocalypse, and Tetsujin Requiem, I think, or Iron Angel of the Apocalypse: The Return. Yes, this arrived today. So this is an FMV action role-playing movie thing. It's like an RPG, but it's also like a first-person shooter. It's also got like FMV movies. It's weird as shit. Absolutely fucking insane. And this was 50 quid. So apparently the sequel is not as good, but I can't say no to a game that is called Iron Angel of the Apocalypse. That's just too cool a name to ignore, let's be perfectly honest. So, yeah, picked up the first one several years ago, picked up this one this year, which is really cool. Yeah, this was Synergy. I think they were just called Synergy Entertainment, to be fair. But, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't played them yet. I haven't. They've been on my list for they have been on my list for a long time, because they are really weird. Like, really, really weird 90s style FMV. Height of FMV, everything. No, don't fall over. Everything's amazing. Look at the future of gaming is basically just a movie. And then they freaking roll with it. So I couldn't say no. I'm sure these are like very weird Snatcher, which could be interesting. My favourite game on the 3DO, Star Control 2. Yeah, this was the reason I bought a 3DO. It just was. That was one of the first two games I picked up. I picked up Blade Force, Star Control 2, and I think it might have been Return Fire. Could be wrong. But yeah. What can I say about Star Control 2? I mean, I finished Star Control Origins last year, fell in love with it, I played more of this, fell in love with this again. Still hate the fuel and still hate the fucking resource gathering, but story's amazing, graphics are really good, gameplay is just, you can let the computer do it, which is nice, because I'm shit at the combat in any Star Control game, and I've played 3 of them. I haven't played 3 itself, but yes, I have played Origins, and I have played 2, and I am hot crap at it. But this is what every version of Star Control 2 you play today is now based on. It's based on the 3DO version because it was the best version, which is nice. Be nice if the original had come out on here, but what are you gonna do? Also, would have been nice if the third one hadn't looked quite so shit. But luckily, the buddies are making a brand new one, so I think that'll be exciting. Moving on. Escape from Monster Manor. Yeah, first person shooter by EA. As I said with what game was it? As I said with PO'd right at the beginning of the video, every shooter on here has an appeal to it, and a big part of this is it's very weird. Just very weird gameplay, to be honest. It's you shoot clowns and a bunch of other weird crap. But yeah, VR Stalker. I think this is just like I think it's an airplane-based game, 1994. So I'm a year older than this disc, which is absolutely nuts. I don't know whether this is worth playing, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a slow burner, not very fun. I forgot what this one is. Right. Family Feud. I have no idea why I own this. It's just there. So, cool. Never played it. Probably never will. Don't really care. It's not Tripped. Tripped is a very weird game for the 3DO that basically is It's basically a game show, but it's not really a game show because you can play as like a weird creature with just 2 feet and it has nothing else. It's a strange game. It's on my list, along with Quarantine and a Mercenary, and I think that might be it. This one I don't know too much about either, and that is Hell, a cyberpunk thriller. I think it's a Miss-style point and click. Don't quote me on that. Haven't actually played it, but I recall something to that effect when I looked into it initially. We'll save that one because we'll end the video on that. Off-World Interceptor. Yeah, it's a sort of pseudo racing game. It's more of a case of you're chasing down, you're chasing down a number of people in their on their alien monster trucks, and you can also apparently go 2-player. That's cool. This game is awful. It is absolute hot garbage, and I think pretty much anybody who knows about Off-World Interceptor would say the same thing. It is absolute fucking shit. It's not worth playing. I mean that. It is not worth playing. Here's an interesting one. Street Fighter 2. Yeah, a friend of mine, his dad had this for whatever fucking reason. He's like, hey, do you want it? He's asking like 20 quid. And I went, okay, sure. Dropped it around my house, and here we are. This is not... Okay, for a while, this was the best port of Street Fighter 2 you could get, because the 3DO was really the only thing out in the market that had it. It's not the best way to play Street Fighter 2 Turbo, because again, the 3DO's controller only actually has about 3 face buttons. It's the Pro controller that has 6. I've been umming and ahhing about getting it, because then I could actually play Street Fighter 2 Turbo properly, which would be great, but not going to happen. Not going to happen at all, because it's fucking expensive. So yeah, there are better ways to play Street Fighter 2. That's not the best way. It's an alright game for the 3DO, but yeah, not my favourite. Finishing off, another game that I mentioned earlier, Killing Time. Yeah, Killing Time was a weird game for me, in that it... Oh, cool. Yeah, I forgot I had this. It's got the hints and tips. So, basically... it was compatible with the flight stick. I didn't know there was a 3DO flight stick. So that's cool. But yes, Killing Time. What do I think of Killing Time? Weird game. Weird game. Because unlike a lot of so bearing in mind, this game came out in doesn't say... Before Half-Life. It's a game with a story. It's a first-person shooter with an actual story, actual in-game cutscenes. So you'll go into different areas of this massive haunted mansion, which is being which is being overrun by monsters like this, as well as floating dog heads and fucking clowns for whatever bloody reason. And you'll just find ghosts of all these different characters who will then just sort of point you in the right direction. They'll lead you off somewhere else. It's really interesting. It's actually really interesting. To the point where I was like, I really like Killing Time. This game is fucking expensive. I think I got it for like 30 quid. But then they released it on the Switch, along with PO'd. So I was like, I liked Killing Time. I liked PO'd. I played PO'd on the Switch. I played Killing Time Remastered, and you know what? Night Dive knocked it out of the park. That game is fantastic. I don't think Civvy has played it. Civvy11 on YouTube. He does a lot of retro shooters, a lot of weird games from the 90s and sort of like mid-2000s. As well as Doom. He always does Doom. So I'm hoping at some point he will actually cover Killing Time or PO'd. That would be nice. I doubt he would cover the 3DO versions, but yeah. I mean, both games are really solid. But I think Killing Time sort of edges out there. So yeah. That's the collection. We are at nearly half an hour, so thank you very much for bearing with me as I talk through about 40 games. It's a lot of games. It's probably the single largest weird collection I've got. I mean, by weird, I mean nobody played this thing because it was like £1,000, which is insane, especially in the 90s. Adjust that for inflation. You're looking at a lot more than £1,000. You're looking at like thousands. It's insane. But I think it had a really solid library, especially with things like Icebreaker, Star Control, Killing Time, 2 Wing Commanders. That was pretty cool. Road Rash. Gex, to a lesser degree, Patong. But yeah, I mean, I'm still... Okay, so when I really think about it, I'm missing about 4 games. I'm missing Immersionary. I want that. I want Quarantine. Quarantine fluctuates in price. It's either like 20 quid or 120. There's no in between. It's very weird. Then you've got... What else do you have? You've got Psychic Detective, that's one I want to get. And I think the last one might be just Icebreaker 2, which I think you can just get. I might just get a repro of and play it that way. So, yeah, I think that'll be great. Anyway, that's me done for another week. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about next week, but I'm sure it will be a really cool topic. So I will see you next time.